Hi guys, so I'm back with another video, another monochromatic green look, but this leans more earthy, more grungy, more dark than the other green look I did. So today's palette is going to be the Beauty Bar Earthy palette. It is a 42 panned colored palette, and this is the biggest palette I have. I do have the Aurora Struck palette, and that has 30 shades in it, as well as the Take Me Back to Brazil had 30 shades in it. So yeah, this in general is just my biggest palette. I'm gonna open it up to show you guys the inside. So yes, it does come with a mirror. I'm gonna have to block my face for this. I just wanted to make sure it's in the rear view of the camera. So this is the color story. You have a lot of greens, a few reds and golds in there. So that is the palette I will be using to show you guys how to create this look. I did my right eye off camera because my right eye is harder to do than my left eye. Also, this is just the lip gloss I am wearing on my lips. It is the Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable Glossy Lip Balm, and it is in the shade Neutral Berry. Nearly berry. It's described as a neutral berry shade, but everything in the Stay Vulnerable Glossy Lip Balms are named nearly and then something. So they have nearly neutral, nearly apricot, nearly berry, and I cannot remember the other two shade names, but this is the only one I have, and that is what's on my lips. So my eyes are already primed with my Urban Decay Potion Primer as per usual. And on the box, this is the box it comes in. Again, I have to cover my face for this because it's big, but this is the box it came with, and then it was wrapped in a bubble wrap to make sure that this eyeshadow palette was protected. The reason I said this is because my eyeshadow palette is down over here, and basically on the back it says cruelty free and vegan. It says Earthy, introducing to you the ultimate collection of earthy tone shadows, featuring all greens, golds, and browns that you could possibly need. Each shade has intense pigment payoff thanks to by Beauty Bay formula that you know and love. From ultra smooth mattes to soft pressed shimmers, you don't need to look any further. So about the soft pressed shimmers, I don't know if it's just me needing to learn how to work with the shimmers, but when I was using one of the shimmers in this palette, the shade over here, it seemed to be a little bit more hard pressed than the other shimmer which I use for my inner corner highlight, or just a little bit more hard pressed shimmer than I'm used to, because the ColourPop one gives more, and the Glam White one gives more of a foiled intense look, and this one I needed to work with a little bit to build it up. And also the shimmer, not the inner corner highlight one, but mostly the shimmer that I used in here after my outer V matte shade is what I used for my outer V. I used 2 matte shades for that. The shimmer specifically though was patchy, because in some areas it was just more intense, and then I had to keep adding more and tap on to build it. So yeah, again, I said I don't know if it's me because I'm not used to hard pressed formulas, but I made it work eventually. just needed to be built up a little bit. So the first shade I'm gonna go into is this grungy green shade called Eucalyptus. Just gonna make sure that you guys can see the name. It's this one over here. And that is just gonna be my transition shade. I'm gonna go in with my packing brush for this and start putting it on out over here to get the most pigmentation. Then I'm gonna start putting it into my crease about halfway through, and once I get it to be the pigmentation I like, or I get the placement I like, it's not halfway through, almost there, I'm gonna start building it above slowly. So I get a general placement about of halfway through, and now I'm just building it above my crease and getting it to be the same thickness. So there is a little bit of fallout with this palette from both the matte and shimmer shades, but it's easy to clean up with makeup remover, or if you have a big brush, but I did not bring my big brush down here to swipe it off, so I'm just going to use my micellar water makeup remover to do that. I always bring the shade above the crease, and then I wing it out after that, so you can see enough of that transition shade. Now I'm just gonna work on winging it out and creating the thickness for that wing. I want it to be not too thick of a wing, but I don't want it to be too thin either, just the general amount of thickness that I usually do, which is a medium. Again, I'm just gonna clean up any fallout or any mistakes I might have made. So, just gonna make that wing a little bit thicker by adding it down here, connecting it down here, and then fix and make a straight line out of it. And it's probably gonna take time to make it straight because right now it's not straight, or I just brought it down too much in one area. So I think it's better to have the mirror on this side instead of the right side, so when I'm doing my left eye, my mouth is not getting covered. So now I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit more to make that line more seamless and not rigid. And I'm going to take more micellar water and just fix that little fallout issue or mistake I might have made. And the center right over here. Now, it is darker in other areas right now, so what I'm going to do is just build it up over here in this section a little bit more, because that area seemed to be patchy. And then I'm just going to fix it on this eye because this eye came out more lighter and this one came out more darker. So I just want to make it even. Well, at least even enough until I'm satisfied that both of them have the same depth, so it doesn't look off or it doesn't look weird. So basically I'm just gonna fix that I have to fix the blendability up here, finessing the blend in circular motions. Then I by accidentally ended up taking out the sharpness of the wing, so I'm just gonna take my angled brush to help out with that. We're still in the shade Eucalyptus. Now I got that sharpness back, and my wing is good to go for this. I'm just going to fix this one because the wing over here is still too light in that area. So again, because it's patchy in that area, I'm just gonna tap it in to intensify it and make sure that the patchy areas are getting covered. Then I'm gonna go in with the packing brush again, and then I'm gonna go into a darker green. Now I'm gonna use the two darkest green shades, and that's going to be the shade Seaweed, which is over here, and then after that I'm going to use that Ivy shade, which is right over here. And those are the two shades I'm using on my outer V. I'm sorry, my nose is running right now, so I'm just gonna put that on my first I'm just gonna put Seaweed on my outer V, and it's not at the depth I like it at. The Ivy shade is more of like a blackened kind of green, so it just gives more depth, and I think I should have just put that right away. But Seaweed did look pretty dark. It's like a forest green. It did look pretty dark in the pan, and so I just thought that it was gonna give enough depth, but it didn't, and so I just put in a little bit of Ivy to fix that issue. Again, just ignore my sniffling. My nose is running and making me tear up, and I feel like sneezing. Okay. My nose is being annoying. I want to sneeze, but it's not coming out. Anyway, so I'm going to now go into the Ivy shade, which is not a forest green. It's just more of a darker green than what the Seaweed was. I'm just going to tap that over Seaweed, and then you're going to start seeing that outer V shade deepen up to the depth that I like it, and it's not deep enough. Basically, just going to keep going into that Ivy shade just a little bit more. So basically, I'm just going to fix it out here because I lost the intensity out here on my right eye. There we go. Now I got the intensity back on this eye, so this is just gonna be built up a little bit to the point where I'm going to get that depth I want. I'm just gonna clean out again the fallout and any fallout I have around my nose area, because the sparkles like going with shimmers, the sparkles like going everywhere. And then I'm just gonna make sure that my inner corner highlight is also cleaned up. So the Ivy shade, I'm just gonna tap that on a little bit more and clean any of the sparkles that may have fallen on the top of my lip area over here. And then once I get a little bit more ivy in there, it should be a mix of like a darker forest green than what seaweed was. So for my shimmer shade, I'm gonna go into the shade Wit, and it's just that shade right over here. This has, I think, maybe blue sparkles in it. I'm not sure. So yeah, I think that's blue or green sparkles or teal or whatever you want to call it. So that's just gonna go all over my lid in the remaining area of my lids. As you can see, you kind of just have to work with this one a little bit more. I am tapping it in, but it is not at the intensity of a shimmer that I like. I'm just gonna bring that all the way over here without touching my inner corner. Gonna get a little bit more of a mistake in this inner corner. Sometimes I get a little mistake there. I'm gonna get a little bit more of that fallout and just make sure that inner corner got that shimmer out because I didn't want it there. And just underneath the eye, that's where a lot of the fallout is, and then builds that shimmer up just a little bit more. I have so much fallout on my bottom lip area over here, and then I'm just sparkly all over my face from the shimmer. Almost to the point where I like that intensity. Just going, when I get to the matte, I'm just gonna top it like this, so it seamlessly blends it in. I'm just going to fix that transition shade because I lost some of that intensity. So go back into the shade Eucalyptus and just bring it to where the shimmer was to help seamlessly blend it more, because that area was not seamlessly blended like the middle was. I still think I need to fix the wing though, because it's not sharp enough. Just gonna do circular motions in this area because it's not blended over there that well. So now I'm just gonna go back into the shade Wit and tap it over just one more time in this area before I go into that inner corner highlight of mine. So the reason I chose that shimmer is because it blends so easily with those dark matte greens that you have in there. I'm just gonna clean the shimmer off my finger so the shimmers don't get mixed together. Excuse me, my hair is in my face. I'm just gonna fix that, and then we can go into my inner corner highlight, which was that shade Frost, which is right over here. And then I'm just gonna use my finger for this because the brush didn't do much. So just going to start blending that into the darker green shimmer in my inner corner right over here. And then I'm done. So this is the look that I have created, the monochromatic earthy green look that I've created with Beauté Bar's Earthy palette. And my hair over here is going crazy, so ignore that. I'm just gonna bring my hair down. So again, on my lip, I'm just going to show you what I'm wearing. Basically, it is just, again, the Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable Glossy Lip Balm in the shade Nearly Berry. I don't know if you guys can read that, so I'm just gonna cover my face a little bit and try to clear up the camera or focus the camera on that area. Is it? Okay, I can't tell if it's showing up that well, if it's blurry. I'm sorry if it was blurry. I tried clearing it up, but it didn't. I don't think it cleared up that much. Now I'm just gonna retie my hair and it should not look crazy anymore in that area. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look that I've created, the more grungy, earthy, toned greens that you get from this palette. You can even create a reddish look with it, possibly a fiery look because you have an orange, your reds, and your golds, but no yellows. And I think the orange, red, and gold would probably be enough to create a fiery enough look, or just a whole different look than what I've created. I went with the greens. So yeah, this is one of my favorite lip gloss formulas. This came after I did the top 10 favorite lip products. That video will be updated once I've tried other lip products, because I have the Lunar Beauty Aphrodite liquid lipstick coming. I was losing my train of thought and I was like, am I gonna say the right thing? But yeah, I have that liquid lipstick coming, so I want to see if I like that liquid lipstick formula better than the KVD one, because if I do, then my top 10 lip products will definitely change, and this lip gloss will replace either the So Glossy or Ultra Glossy, but it will be way more towards the top than towards the 5th place or the bottom place where the Ultra Glossy was. I think I have notes for that, so let me check. So 10, let's see. Kaleidos, Ruby. Yeah, Ultra Glossy was in 4th place. So I don't know why I did it down here like this. I'm at 4th place. So the So Glossy was somewhere in 7th place, and because the placements for those are definitely going to change if I do keep some of the same lip products that I kept with the first video, but just replace a few of them with the formula of this, and then the liquid lipstick formulas or any lip product particular formulas I had in that video. It should be either different placements or maybe the same placements, with the exception of the other lip products I've tried, just replacing the place of whatever was in my other video. Okay, that is enough talking. That is the end of today's video. Again, one more look at this beautiful green toned earthy with pops of gold and red eyeshadow colors, or color palette story, whatever you want to call it, from Beauté Bar. And more videos will be coming soon. Because I talk so much, my video is longer than my last one, so I apologize, guys. Bye.